So yesterday, I'll hold up this Jack Kerouac pick for distraction. He's a genius surrounded by geniuses that would be major geniuses today, but they were minor stars in his array. Yesterday, when the cops showed up because my whole world imploded, my family won't pay for land, I got kicked out of the co-op in under a week, and I'm screaming at God about it still, and the guy shows up, and he's just a public service officer, and I say, you know what, officer? There's a saying by Groucho Marx, I would never want to be a member of a club that would have anyone like me as a member, but now I do. I came back here after 32 years. It's the most beautiful town ever. It's idyllic, and it turns out the nicer the club, the better the heaven, the more elitist they are, and the quicker they kick you out. Really sucks. Went to a reggae show last night. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Well, one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. Okay, it was another amazing thing that I've seen. It was a beautiful show. It was a ginormous tent. There was a fire pit made of descending layers of sandstone that someone laid in there. There's a goddess temple back there. There's a garden. I had a salad, not made there, but it was amazing. That wasn't the amazing part. The amazing part was an everyday miracle, which is that when kids dance, they do not need music to dance, and they march up to each other, and this one 4-year-old girl marched up to a 3-year-old boy and gave him a Olivia Newton-John. She's seen too much Grease, this girl. You know, the movie Grease, the musical. And so the kid kind of went, I don't know what to do. And then they just hopped up and down on their feet joyously and ran at each other, while the older kids kind of shepherded the younger kids, and the kids that were 35 and 42 and 67 jumped around. And that was the cool part. I'm not saying I didn't see it at Dead Torn Rainbow gatherings. I haven't seen it in a while. So it's a beautiful town. It's an everyday miracle. Virtually everyone seems to have a kid under like 5. The forest is amazingly beautiful, and I got kicked out of the co-op, the main hangout spot, where I know a guy from the trail from back in the 90s in Santa Cruz, in under a week. So now I'm here in this park, realizing why Kerouac is a genius, because he was surrounded by lesser geniuses, and I'm a genius surrounded by shit, and sitting here in this park and telling these people that there's a deer that's going to eat their chihuahua. By the way, did you know that if you say chihuahua, chihuahua, it's a toddling town? No one knows what you mean. Because when you say, hey lady, don't let them deer eat your chihuahua. And then I go, wait, I never said chihuahua with it. Because if you say it with it, you could, and then it's a toddling town. Dropping shit. This sucks, and I would like to live here, and instead I might move to Sprague River, because, now get this, put a positive code on it, John. Come on, work it. 2, 3, 4, dead air. Hey, check it out. Do you know that there's a guy with a site called Billy Land? And at the bottom of the site, in small numbers, not that you could click on because he's not into them newfangled contraptions that much. I called Billy. I'm thinking Billy Land. It's a farce, right? There's no Billy. There's a Billy. And he picks up his own 800 number and takes your message, and he says, talk as long as you like. And then when you do, he calls you back in like 5 fucking minutes and explains it. The same land I wanted to buy for 20 grand, I can buy it for $650 down and $165 a month from Billy Land. So I might go do this anyways. I'll get there late. I'm sick. I can't do all the work myself. And Joe, the nice homeless kid I was being nice to, that I got kicked out of partially for being nice to at the co-op, split. So while he's making a speech about, Joe doesn't know he's making the Grapes of Wrath speech, right? He doesn't know he's John Steinbeck. He doesn't know he's Eugene Lund from UC Davis saying capitalism has cycles. McDonald's needs cheap labor, work, full employment. Sorry, kid, you're screwed. I could help, Joe, if my mom or Billy Land would let me get this land, and then I wouldn't have to sit around in this park screaming for God to kill me and making fun of people's chihuahuas. Chihuahua, Chihuahua, it's a toddling town. I'm going to alert the media. I'm telling BuzzFeed about my story unless I'm going to grow weed, and I might do both. And I have opals. Oh, look. Yeah. So, and I pulled out the good ones. They're over here. So if anybody on the interwebs wants to loan me some money on my GoFundMe page, which I don't have yet, against these beautiful opals. Chihuahua, Chihuahua. I scared those people to the other parking space. Both times when people got mad at me at the co-op, I was making fun of the air and filming bees, but they hate comedy here in Ashland because they're politically correct douches that don't have a good sense of humor. Oh, well. Toddlin.